Hello my Diamond Art friends, my name is Ilene and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you for your continued support and friendship. I am going to do a whip and chat today. I was going to finish up my information on Black History Month, but something kind of came up that I just kind of wanted to talk about. I have a, not immediate family member, but a family member who was battered by their partner last evening. And it just has me thinking a lot about resources and information in regards to those who experience domestic violence or intimate partner abuse. So I guess for this video, what I really wanted to do is just kind of give information to those of us who maybe to look out for signs and symptoms of that going on with the people that we, are associated with or love. I know for myself as a nurse, I have to take continuing education credits to keep my nursing license. And with each renewal, I do one on this topic. I think it's required every third renewal, but I do it every renewal, just in case, because the statistics often change, meaning where you would hope that these numbers would go down. Unfortunately, they don't. So they tend to trend up. So anyway, the long story short, just to kind of give how I found out about the issue with my family member is they posted a picture on Facebook, and I happened to be scrolling and saw it. They did immediately seem to delete it. I, of course, reached out because I was quite concerned with the photo I saw. And they confirmed to me it was their partner. And I, said, you should call the police. You should have your partner arrested. And of course, I am lucky enough that my love happens to be an attorney. And though my loved one is in New York, my distant relative, I guess you could say distant relative, because it's not like a sibling or my parents or anybody like that, or my niece or my nephew or something like that. Anyway, I did discuss this situation with my love, and of course, he's an advocate for getting a, you should try to get a restraining order, stuff like that. All of those things have been suggested to my loved one, and I hope that they do heed, the information or advise, really seriously consider it. And I also sent them resources that I could find on the internet for their area in New York to get some help if they are so inclined to do so. Because, nobody deserves to be battered. And, yeah. So this really has just been on my mind since last night. And the only thing I could think of is maybe I could do a whip and chat where I could give information so that others could maybe hopefully look for signs, look for symptoms, and maybe remember my whip and chat if it ever comes up in your life and you can recall it, maybe remember the phone number, or you could refer a friend to watch this video that you think may be abused, and maybe it'll give them the courage to seek assistance. I don't know, but I can't just mosey on through and not feel like I'm doing something, because I can't do anything to help besides what I've already done, but maybe I can help someone else. And just besides being there for my loved one, should they want to talk or need support, you know, what happens from here is up to them. So anyway, so let's just go ahead and we'll talk about how some signs and symptoms of an abusive relationship. Now, there are many signs of an abusive relationship, and a fear that your partner is... Oh, and excuse me. I'm like trying to read it, and like I'm like 5 steps ahead of myself, and I have to do, let me just start with there. I have to do continuing education credits to keep my nursing license. Domestic violence is a required continuing education credit. I do it with each renewal. I don't think that it's due but every 3rd renewal, but I do it every renewal just because the statistics always change, and it's never for like the better. Like the numbers never go down. I just want to say that since I've been a nurse, every time I've done this, like I'll go back to the previous like booklet that I did, because I do a book. It's it comes as a book where I do the CEUs and send them in. They grade my tests, and then I get my certificates. But every year, like I'll go to the old booklet just to look and see how the numbers are different, and they always are up. So it's obvious that we have, you know, I don't want to say a pandemic, but it's quite obvious that it's definitely on the rise. The pandemic actually saw a rise in this instances of domestic violence. But anyway, we'll get into that. But let's talk about signs first. So let's do that. All right. So it could be they feel like they have to walk around on eggshells around their partner, constantly watching what they do or say, or in order to avoid like an argument, they will try to avoid it as much as possible. Someone who will belittle you or try to control you. I think this is more the, you know, you're trying to look at your relationship, obviously. Or tries, and having feelings of self-loathing, helplessness, and desperation. To determine whether your relationship is abusive, there are some questions that you can answer yourself. Are you in an abusive relationship? Your inner thoughts and feelings are, do you feel afraid of your partner? Do you avoid certain topics out of fear of angering your partner? Do you feel you can't do anything right? Believe that you deserve to be hurt and mistreated? Wonder if you're the one who is, and it has crazy in quotations, feel emotionally numb or helpless. Your partner's behavior in belittling you. Do they humiliate or yell at you? Do they criticize you and put you down? Do they treat you so badly that you're embarrassed for your friends and your family to see? Do they ignore or put down your opinions or your accomplishments? That's just a couple. So then, does your partner have a bad or unpredictable temper? Hurt you or threaten to hurt you or even unalive you? Then we'll just do one more. There's a list. Destroy your belongings is another one. Okay. Then it says here, like for controlling behavior, does he act aggressively, jealous, or possessive? So he, I guess it would be he or she, really, because it can be both men and women. Control where you go and what you do. Keep you from seeing your friends and family. And constantly check up on you. So, incidents of physical abuse seem minor when compared to those that you have read about, seen on television, or heard other people talk about. There isn't a better or worse form of physical abuse. Severe injury can result from being pushed, for example. Incidents of physical abuse have only occurred 1 or 2 times in a relationship. Studies indicate that if your partner has injured you once, it's likely that they'll continue to assault you. The physical assaults may stop when you became passive and gave up your right to express yourself as a desire, to move more freely and see others, or to make decisions. It's not a victory if you have to give up your rights as a person and a partner in exchange for ending being assaulted. So many people are emotionally and verbally assaulted. This can just be as frightening and often more confusing to try to understand. Guess we'll do that up here first. Abusers use emotional or psychological abuse often, throwing in threats of physical violence or other repercussions if you don't do what they want. The scars of emotional abuse are real and they can run deep. You may think a physical abuse is far worse than emotional abuse, since physical violence can send you to the hospital or even leave you with a physical wound. But emotional abuse can be just as damaging and sometimes even more so. So there's also economic and financial abuse. So this is a subtle form of abuse. rigidly controlling your finances, withdrawing money or credit cards, making you account for every penny you spend, withholding basic necessities such as food, clothes, medications, and shelter, restricting you from an allowance, preventing you from working or choosing your own career, sabotaging your job, making you miss work, calling in constantly, and stealing from you or taking your money. So let's face it. Abusive behavior is a choice. I kind of agree with that statement, actually. Despite many people believe domestic violence and abuse does not take place because an abuser loses control over their behavior. In fact, abusive behavior and violence is a deliberate choice to gain control. Perpetrators use a variety of tactics to manipulate and exert their power. Dominance. They need to feel in charge of the relationship. They may make decisions for you and your family, tell you what to do, and expect you to obey without question. Humiliation. They'll do everything they can do to lower your self-esteem and make you feel defective in some way. After all, if you believe you're worthless and that no one will want you, you're less likely to leave. Insults, name-calling, shaming, and public put-downs are all weapons of abuse. Isolation. All right, hold on. Let me find that. Maybe I'll get the threes done and then we'll go to another color. Do I have them all? Yeah, why not? All right, we're gonna do twos after this. So isolation is increasing your dependence on them. An abusive partner will cut you off from the outside world. They keep you from seeing family and friends and prevent you from going to work or school. You may have to ask permission to do anything, go anywhere, or see anyone. Threats. Abusers commonly use threats to keep their partners from leaving and scare them into dropping charges. Oop. Pick that one up. There we go. Your abuser may threaten to hurt you or unalive you or other family members or even your pets. They also may threaten to unalive themselves and file false charges against you. Intimidation. Your abuser may use a variety of intimidation tactics designed to scare you into submission. Such tactics include making threatening looks or gestures, smashing things in front of you, destroying property, hurting your pets, or maybe even taking out a weapon and putting it on display. And that was in quotations. Blame and denial. Abusers are adept at making excessive excuses for the inexcusable. They may blame their abuse or violent behavior on a bad childhood, a bad day, or even you. They may minimize the abuse or deny that it occurred, and often they will shift the responsibility to you. Somehow, their violent and abusive behavior is your fault. All right, let me put these away. We'll do number 6. They are in control of their behavior. Abusers pick and choose whom to abuse. They don't insult, threaten, or assault everyone in their life who gives them grief. Usually, they save their abuse for the people closest to them and the ones they claim to love. Abusers carefully choose when and where to abuse. They control themselves until no one else is around to witness their behavior. They may act like everything is fine in public, but then lash out instantly as soon as you're home alone with them. Abusers are able to stop their abusive behavior when it benefits them. Oop. I may have to get a little more putty in my pen. So most abusers are not out of control. In fact, they're able to immediately stop their abusive behavior when it's to their advantage to do so. For example, if you call the police and when the police show up, or they get a phone call from a boss or a family member, violent abusers usually direct their blows where they won't show. Rather than acting out of mindless rage, many physically violent abusers carefully aim their kicks and punches where the bruises and marks won't show. Now, there is a cycle that abuse goes through. So it's abuse, guilt, excuses, normal behavior, fantasy, and setup. So, let's go through those. Abuse, your partner lashes out with aggressive, belittling, or violent behavior. The treatment is a power play designed to show you who is the boss. Guilt, your partner will feel guilt after abusing you, but not because of their actions. They're more worried about the possibility of being caught and facing the consequences of their abusive behavior. Excuses. The abuser rationalizes what they have done. The person may come up with a string of excuses or blame you for provoking them. normal behavior. Your partner does everything in their power to regain control and ensure that you'll stay in the relationship. A perpetrator may act as if nothing has happened, or they might turn on the charm. Look at that. This peaceful honeymoon phase may give you hope that the abuser has really changed this time. Fantasy and planning. Your abuser begins to fantasize about repeating the abuse. They spend a lot of time thinking about what you've done wrong and how they'll make you pay for it. Then they form a plan of turning the fantasy of abuse into reality. And set up. Your abuser sets you up and puts their plan in motion, creating a situation where they can justify abusing you. The apologies and loving gestures in between the episodes of abuse can make it difficult to leave. They may cause you to believe that you are the only person who can help them, and that they will change their behavior, and that they truly love you. However, the dangers of staying are very, very real. So let's see if we can recognize the warning signs of abuse. It's impossible to know with certainty what goes on behind closed doors. But there are some telltale signs of abuse and domestic violence. If you witness these warning signs of an abuse of a friend, family member, or coworker, please take them seriously. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my water. People who are abused may show the following: seem afraid or anxious to please their partner. Go along with everything their partner says and does. Check in often with their partner to report where they are and what they're doing. Receive frequent harassing phone calls from their partner. Talk about their partner's temper, jealousy, and possessiveness. Warning signs of physical abuse. These people may have frequent injuries with the excuse of an accident, frequently miss work, school, or social occasions without explanation. Excuse me. Dress in clothing designed to hide bruises or scars, for example, wearing long sleeves in summer or sunglasses indoors. That's all the 6s. Go to the P's. Warning signs of isolation. Get some P's. Poured out. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Being restricted from seeing family and friends. Rarely go out in public without their partner. Have limited access to money, credit cards, or a car. Right. Psychological warning signs of abuse. They may have low self-esteem, even if especially if they used to be confident. Show major personality changes, such as they were outgoing and have become withdrawn. Put 2 right there. Probably should have adjusted this paper a little bit, but that's all right. That's all right. Okay. And then are depressed, anxious, or are considering unaliving themselves. Oh, come on. Okay. So, if you suspect that someone you know is being abused, speak up. If you hesitate telling yourself that it's none of your business, you might be wrong, or that the person might not want to talk about it, keep in mind that expressing your concern will let the person know that you care, and that may even save their life. Talk to the person in private and let them know that you're concerned. Point out the signs you've noticed that have worried you. Tell the person that you are there for them whenever they feel ready to talk. Reassure them that you'll keep whatever is said between the two of you, and let them know that you'll help in any way you can. Just remember that abusers are very good at controlling and manipulating. The victim. Sorry. Hope if I finish the sentence. People who have been emotionally or physically abused are often depressed, drained, scared, ashamed, and confused. They need help getting out of the situation, yet their partner has often isolated them from their family and friends. By picking up on warning signs and offering support, you can help someone escape an abusive situation and begin healing. So, these are the do's. Ask if something is wrong, express your concern, listen and validate, offer help, and support their decision. Don't wait for the person to come to you. Blame or judge them, pressure them to act, give advice, and place conditions on your support. So, in the United States, the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. In Canada, you can visit Shelter Safe, which is a helpline to find a women's shelter near you. In the UK, they have Women's UK. In Ireland, they have Women's Aid. In Australia, they have 1-800-RESPECT. For men, they have the National Domestic Violence Hotline. In the UK, they have Mankind Initiative. Ireland is Amen. And Australia is 1 in 3 campaign. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about just kind of some statistics to kind of put into some perspective the number for domestic violence. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 4 men will experience physical violence by their intimate partner at some point during their lifetime. About 1 in 3 women and nearly 1 in 6 men experience some form of sexual violence during their lifetime. Intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and stalking are high, with intimate partner violence occurring in over 10 million people each year. 10 million. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 19 men have experienced stalking in their lifetime. The majority are stalked by someone they know. An intimate partner stalks about 6 in 10 female victims and 4 in 10 male victims. At least 5 million acts of domestic violence occur annually to women aged 18 and older, with over 3 million involving men. While most events are minor, for example, grabbing, shoving, pushing, slapping, and hitting, serious and sometimes fatal injuries do occur. Approximately 1.5 million intimate partner female physical assaults and SA are perpetrated annually, and approximately 800,000 male assaults occur. About 1 in 5 women experience completed and or attempted SA at some point in their lives. About 1 to 2% of men have experienced completed or attempted SA as well. Now, I did want to also, I gotta find it, as like the last part, I guess. I didn't get myself prepared like usual. I wanted to give a little bit of information about theme. Oh, where is it? Sorry. I'm all over the place. I wanted to do it on same-sex. Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay. So, intimate partner abuse for same-sex couples. So same-sex partner abuse is common and may be difficult to identify. Over 35% of heterosexual women and 40% of lesbian, 60% of bisexual women experience domestic violence. For men, the incidents are slightly lower. In addition to common findings of abuse, perpetrators may try to control their partners by threatening to make their sexual preferences public. Well, this is about providers, but intimate partner abuse in men. 15% of all cases of domestic partner violence are men. Male victims are often less likely to seek medical care, so that the incidents may be underreported. These victims may have a history of child abuse. And so I guess that's all I guess I wanted to to really talk about statistics and what the signs and symptoms are to look for. It is different for healthcare professionals. You know, just what our jobs are when we are trying to evaluate someone for that, but I'm not going to go into that. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to help anyone. I don't know. But I know for me, since this channel is supposed to be like an outlet for me, I wanted to feel like I have done something. And if you feel like you are in an abusive relationship or you have identified some things, and please, if any of those numbers are helpful to you, please please do what you need to do, and be an advocate or find someone to talk to. Talk to me. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger, or send me an email. You're not alone. So that is going to be my video. Comment if you'd like. Like the video if you liked it. Yeah, I did put keywords in for the giveaway for this video. I will do some more when I finish up the Black History Month video I wanted to do in the next one, which I will do and probably put up sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's going to be my video for this. So have yourself a nice day or night, whatever it is for you. Take care. Happy diamond painting. Then until my next video. Bye.